So Charlamagne is our iHeart family. He's part of the Breakfast Club on iHeartRadio, among many other things. How many years, Charlamagne? How long have you been on the radio?
I started off as an intern in 1998. So I got on air probably 99, early 2000. So I've been doing radio. I've been in the radio business for about 23 years. Been on the mic for about 21.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now, I
time.
read the first station where you interned was called Z93. Is that right?
That's right. Z93 Jams in Charleston, South Carolina. That was the first place I interned, first place I ever cracked the microphone. And now the Breakfast Club is nationally syndicated, and I'm back on in Charleston, South Carolina on Z93 Jams.
That's so full circle. Cool. Well, it struck me because the first station I ever listened to and won a contest from was Z93 Atlanta, WZGC Atlanta, which was the pop station there.
Wow.
And those call letters were the first call letters I ever saw in person on the wall when I went to go pick up my members only jacket and my year's worth of Coca-Cola and a Six Flags Seasons Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that Z was the only thing radio stations were called before you knew about the Kisses and the Hots and, everything else. I literally thought everything was WWZ something.
WWZ, exactly. Now, when did The God, so Charlamagne Tha God, how did that start?
Well, I used to study the 5% lessons. 5% lessons were, something that was big in the black community, and especially in hip hop. So like Wu-Tang Clan, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, they were all 5%ers. And in the 5% teachings, they teach you that God is a Greek word derived from the Aramic words Gumar Oz Daba, which means wisdom, strength, and beauty. And they used to teach you that the black man is God. So it's like, I started calling myself the God because we all used to say that, like, peace, God. And then I was in history class and I read about Charlamagne. And Charlamagne was a Roman emperor who led the Carolingian dynasty. And Charlamagne was French for Charles the Great. And that used to be my alias. So I used to tell people my name was Charles or Charlie when I was, honestly selling drugs in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, because I didn't want nobody to go back and tell my parents that they saw me. So I'd have a hoodie on and say my name was Charles or Charlie. So the whole Charlamagne Tha God came from that. It came from me being in history class, seeing Charlamagne was French for Charles the Great, and then adding the God to that, which really don't make no sense because it would be Charles the Great, the God. But I mean, I was 17 years old, man, right? Smoking a lot of weed. And, I just, it just stuck.
I mean, there's a lot of historical references there. Were you always into history?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because, my mother was an English teacher. My mom's a Jehovah's Witness, but she was an English teacher as well. So, she kept a book in my face, and she always told me to read things that don't necessarily pertain to me. So I was the kid and I used to love the book it program where you read 4 books and get a free pizza. So I was the kid in the library that was reading everything from Judy Blume to Beverly Cleary, the books on Sasquatch and UFOs and just things about history in general.
Gosh, it was like pulling teeth to get me to read growing up. I would read the cover of the book reports made me physically ill.
Oh, I used to love to read, especially the book it program, because literally you used to get a free personal pan pizza if you read 4 books. And I used to run through books. I mean, in a lot of ways, you got to thank God for growing up not rich, right? I grew up, we weren't wealthy at all. So that free pizza every week was a reward in a real way.
Charlamagne Tha God with us. Now, he has broken through again. This is now his own show on Comedy Central. So tonight, 10/9 Central on Comedy Central. You got the radio show, you got the podcast network, and now you've got this series on Comedy Central. Tell us a little bit, for people who haven't heard about it or seen it, break down the format and what you wanted to try and do and what you want to try and strike with this.
Well, the name of the show is called The God's Honest Truth. And, the Breakfast Club is different because I'm on there with Angela Yee and DJ Envy. And it's really, pop culture centered in a lot of ways. I mean, we do talk to spiritual leaders and politicians and things of that nature. But the overall, heart of that show is like hip hop and pop culture. And I do my podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, with a comedian named Andrew Schultz. And it's literally a podcast about nothing. So we don't speak about anything of substance. Like, I feel like on The God's Honest Truth, I liken it. I say that it's a letter to America every week. It's everything that I would possibly want to say, to America in regards to different subjects. This past week we talked about, the FBI and why Black people don't trust the FBI, and why is J. Edgar Hoover's name on the FBI building. This week tonight we're actually breaking down critical race theory, but we're calling it critical racist theory, because that's truly what it is. It's them trying to keep real American history out of schools, because just like in The Lion King, once Simba realized who he really was and he realized his true history, he understood that I'm not just some person that should be walking around with a bug-based diet. I'm an actual lion, and I can go back and bring healing to my kingdom. And so I get to explore a lot of those topics in a really comedic way. I like to put the medicine in the candy.
What interests you the most? Like at the center of you, what gets you most excited, enthusiastic, makes you read the most up on?
Man, that's a very difficult question, because it's a number of things. I'm one of those guys that I'm really big into mindfulness and mental health. So I'm the person that likes to go on spiritual retreats. I'm the person that likes to walk around barefoot in the backyard. I'm a tree hugger. I'm the guy that can't wait to try shrooms and ayahuasca, even though I haven't yet, but I can't wait to, because that's what I'm really looking for. I'm really looking for like that deeper meaning of life. Yeah. That's what intrigues me. What intrigues me is being the best version of myself. Like, I think a lot of times we all strive to be bigger, right? People look at certain people's life and they want more money or they want more status. I just want to be better. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to maximize my human experience on this planet. Even though I know we're all spiritual beings living a human existence, I want to maximize it all.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, let us know how that journey goes when you're back, because I'm interested to hear what you get out of it.
Definitely.
Charlamagne Tha God, so much to talk to you about. I know you got to run, but listen, here's a couple things you should know. The God's Honest Truth with Charlamagne Tha God tonight, 10/9 Central, Comedy Central, and listen to The Breakfast Club on iHeartRadio. Good to see you, man. Continued success. We'll talk soon, all right?
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye. Appreciate you.